Hey guys, what's up? So today is 3rd of June and the stock which we are going to analyze is Lupin. So those of you don't know, Lupin is a pharma company, and after the COVID, after the pandemic situation, all the pharma companies have rallied like anything, and most of them are trading around their all-time highs. But if we see Lupin still has a good amount of potential as it is far away from its all-time high. This is the one thing, but this is not the criteria because of which we are going to buy Lupin. So let's dive into the chart and let's see the reasons why we are considering Lupin as a good swing trade. Okay, so this is the weekly time frame of Lupin, and here we can see that Lupin was in a downtrend for quite some long time, but now after the pandemic situation it has recovered and it has changed its trend because it is creating higher highs and higher lows. So that's the first thing, that the stock is in uptrend now. The second thing, if I draw a trend line from this point to this point, it has created a good and a very convincing trend reversal pattern. So I will give you guys 5 seconds to analyze and tell me which is this pattern, if you guys, because this is the most common pattern. Okay, so those who have realized the pattern, great, you guys are doing good, and those who did not, I'll just explain the pattern for you. So if I consider this as the left shoulder, this as the head, and this as the right shoulder, we can clearly see that the stock has formed an inverted head and shoulder pattern. And as you guys know, that inverted head and shoulder pattern is considered to be a trend reversal pattern, and it has also given a breakout at this candle, and you can see the volume of the breakout candle, it's more than the average. So yeah, so the breakout is also done and the volume is also good. So this is the second confirmation why we are considering this script for a swing. Okay, so this was the weekly time frame. Now let's dive into the daily time frame of Lupin. So if we go on the daily time frame, what we can see here is, if we draw a trend line like this and the other trend line like this and a pole like this, so this is the bullish flag pattern which Lupin has created on the daily time frame, and it has given the breakout. And you can see the volume of the breakout candle, it is more than average, and today it showed some correction, but this is the retest candle. And how do we identify whether this is a retest candle? We just look at the volume. If you see the volume of the breakout candle, it is quite high, but the volume of the retest candle, it's quite low. So this is considered to be a healthy retracement, and we have the third confirmation that it has given a breakout of a bullish flag pattern as well on the daily time frame. So this stock is looking very convincing to me. Okay, and if we talk about the risk to reward ratio, guys, so I'll just for the risk to reward ratio, I'll explain you one thing, guys. So if we again come to the weekly time frame of Lupin, okay, and we see the first resistance which we see after this level is somewhere around 1330 levels. Okay, because here you can see that the stock came down, it again formed a green candle and tried to go up, but again there was a good amount of selling pressure from here. So yeah, this is the first resistance that Lupin will face. Okay, why am I considering this, the 1328 level, to be very important? Because if we apply here, we will use the Fibonacci tool, and if we apply the Fibonacci tool from the highest point to the lowest point, what we can see here is the 0.5 levels of Fibonacci is exactly at the level of the resistance which we are considering. So guys, I'll explain you one simple thing. Whenever we just let me draw and tell you. Okay, whenever the stock is in uptrend, it takes some healthy retracements, and we consider 0.5 and 0.382 as good supportive areas for retracement. And if the stock takes support over here, we can expect the stock to go up. Similarly, if the stock is in downtrend, if it retraces to the 0.5 levels or to the 0.382 levels, and here if it faces resistance, forms a bearish pattern over here, we can then expect the stock to continue its downtrend. Okay, so the similar thing is happening with Lupin. So I'll tell you two scenarios. What can happen over here is, just let me erase this out. Okay, so first of all, because of this resistance, we'll first plan the risk to reward ratio and the target and the stop loss on the daily time frame. If we take it for a short span of time and a good like minimum returns, like if we take entry over anywhere over here, okay, so we can keep our stop loss below this candle, and we can keep a target over here. So yeah, we can get a good 1:2 RR ratio over here if we take it on the daily time frame. Okay, so this will be like a swing trade for a week or 10 days max. Okay, and the amount of return we are getting is good 8%. Okay, but this is a risk to reward ratio which is we are taking on the basis of this bullish flag pattern. Okay, but if we again go on weekly time frame and we consider the inverted head and shoulder pattern which we saw, so we can see that the targets and the stop loss might get bigger. Okay, so if we take a position over here on the basis of the inverted head and shoulder pattern, so our stop loss will be here of around 270 points, and the targets we can expect here is, the first target is the 786 levels, that is the 1783 levels, and if it crosses this level as well, then we can see the all-time high. So the potential gain is approximately, for the first target it is 45%, and for the second target it's the 72%. So here, what is the one thing we have to keep in mind for the people who will take this trade on weekly time frame? Guys, the first thing is, if the stock forms any bearish pattern around the 0.5 levels, then we can see this inverted head and shoulder patterns getting failed, and it can come down and hit our stop loss. That's the one thing we have to keep in mind. So the closing of a weekly candle above the 0.5 level is a very important thing for the stock to touch our targets. Okay, the similar trade I took in UPL, I'll just show you guys, I'll just share it on the weekly time frame. I took a trade in UPL, and it was the inverted head and shoulder pattern only. You can see this drawing because I already shot this video once, but I forgot to on the mic. That was a silly thing, and I'm reshooting this video again for you guys. So guys, if you like my analysis and if you learn anything from it, please like, share and subscribe to this channel. Okay, so here we can see that it had formed similarly left shoulder, head and the right shoulder. It gave a breakout over here, and it retested it here, and from here I took the entry somewhere around 540 levels. Okay, and then you can see my target was at this level, and it took approximately 109 days, that's approximately 4 months, to achieve this target. So one thing, if you take any targets or any stock on weekly time frame, sure, you have to keep a lot of patience, and you have to wait for your target or your stop loss, because there might be times, if you see over here, it corrected from 663 levels to 580 levels. So here you don't have to lose your calm, or not abruptly just exit the stock. You have to wait, and you have to let your target hit or your stop loss hit. So this was the stop loss and target for the people who might think to hold this stock for a higher period of time and good return. So guys, yes, this was it. This was the analysis on Lupin. If we again see the confirmations, the first confirmation was the stock is in uptrend now. The second confirmation is on the weekly time frame. It has given a breakout of the inverted head and shoulder pattern, and the third is on the daily time frame. It has created a bullish flag pattern. It has given a breakout of that as well. So guys, this is looking a good trade, and hope you guys like it. And let me tell you, this is only for educational purposes, so you guys can learn and you guys can also apply all the basic concepts in your chart reading and develop your chart reading skills. So thank you so much for watching guys. Hope you like it, and do share my video if you have learned anything from this video. Thank you guys, keep supporting.